Hello, it's Miss Veronica at Girls Inc. I miss you all, and I hope you're doing good at home and staying safe. I know you're all really good at challenging yourselves and experimenting when we meet up regularly in person, but since we're all at home, I wanted to share with you this challenge that I picked specially from this awesome box of seasonal STEM challenges by Carson DeLosa Education. The challenge that I invite you to today is called the Polar Bear Play Challenge. And in this challenge, we're going to try and make our own icebergs for polar bears to live on. Polar bears live in the Arctic, and in the Arctic, they live on these floating pieces of ice called icebergs. So I'm going to let you know what kind of materials you can start to get together at home so you can try and make your own iceberg with me. If you don't have everything that I suggest or list, it's okay. I'm sure you'll still be able to make an awesome iceberg. Also, just make sure you're always asking permission before you're using any supplies for making projects or doing experiments. So first of all, here are my suggestions for things that we can make our iceberg out of, or something that our polar bears can float on. I think we might want some tape handy, so I have some tape here. We are going to want to write down how many bears can float on our iceberg. So I have a piece of paper and a pen. I'm going to set that to the side. Instead of going to the ocean, we can't go to the ocean right now. I'm going to get a big container. You can either get a bucket, a really big bowl. This is a casserole dish that I'm using, and I filled it up like halfway so I don't spill to the top with water. So that's that. This challenge suggests using some straws. I don't have any straws besides these reusable ones, so I'm going to see if I can use those. If you don't have straws, that's okay. Maybe try something like a pencil. I have some cotton swabs that I might try out. I'm not sure if I'll use everything, but this is everything that they suggest. They also say maybe using some aluminum foil, so I have that. And they said to use wax paper. I don't have any wax paper, but I have these really cool pieces of cloth that I use instead of wax paper and instead of saran wrap. And they are just little pieces of cloth with beeswax all over them, so they're supposed to be kind of not letting water through. We also want to see if we can have something like bears, like little mini polar bears, that we can float on top of our iceberg. So I have these gummy bears. Oh no, come back here, little bears. And then you can use anything you want besides a bear. It doesn't have to be anything bear shaped. Just pick something that's maybe got some weight to it, but not so heavy that it'll be too difficult to make something to hold it up in the water. So maybe that could be like a goldfish cracker or some paper clips or something that you have many of that you can put on your float and see if you could keep it above the water and keep it from sinking. So let me put these gummy bears to the side. They just smell so good and they feel so good to play with, but I don't want to get too sticky right now. So let me clean up my area and get a little bit ready. Okay, since I wanted to try out using these long straws a little bit, I went and switched to a bigger container. It's filled maybe like not even halfway. And I'm gonna get to building, and I wonder if this will work. The straws are a good idea. I haven't tried this before, so you're seeing whether this works at the same time as me. Put some of these, make a little wall. Okay, let's test whether this floats. It totally floats. Do you see that? It's floating right there. There's no water leaking in yet. Okay, now it's time to test how many bears it can hold. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this can really hold a lot of bears. So now it's time to take our paper and record how many bears can fit on our iceberg. What you want to do is create a piece of paper that says iceberg number 1 and iceberg number 2, and then we're going to write how many bears we could fit on each iceberg. So let's count these bears really quickly. So we had 42 on that one. This is the one that was sunk at the bottom, so we'll set that to the side. I'm just going to rinse off my hands. Rinse off my hands, dry them off because they got a little sugary from those bears that got wet. So on iceberg number 1, right here, I'm going to write down how many bears it held. And then, so we have our 42 bears, and we're going to draw a little picture of what our raft looked like so we remember later. So I'm just going to draw some straws. Okay, so that's what I drew for my raft. It's not the best drawing, but there's 2 straws, and then I put the aluminum foil is folded over both of the straws. Okay, so now that we have our first raft tested, I'm going to go ahead and try and make a raft out of one of these wax papers. You could try to make another raft or iceberg out of more aluminum foil, maybe paper, maybe something from your recycle bin, like a paper cup or something. And this one is interesting. If you just push it together, it kind of stays. So maybe I'll just try it like this. Okay, let's see if this floats. I just kind of pinched the edges together and it's staying like a little bit. So, okay, I don't know if you can see that in there, but that is floating. Cool. Let's see how many bears it can hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 24, 25, 26, 27, 39, 40. Uh-oh, that 40th one really sunk it. Oh no, do you see it going down? Oh, my bears are underwater now, no. Okay, so we're gonna take our pen and paper and record for iceberg 2 that we had 40 bears. I'm gonna draw a picture of iceberg number 2. It's kind of just a little pinched up at the corners. And it was just kind of floating there, so I just drew kind of like a rounded rectangle with pinched up corners. So now that we have that recorded, I just want to take out some of these gummy bears before they get so mushy. So I'll scoop those out really quick and try not to make too much of a mess. And if you do make a mess, just make sure you clean up after, okay? So I'm gonna scoop out my bears, scoop out my bears. Oh wow, they feel pretty cool. Scoop out my bears. Oh, the bears. Okay. And let's take a second to clean up and get rid of our ocean. So my ocean water was pretty heavy and could easily have splashed all over. So make sure you ask for help with that part if you need to. And now let's talk about maybe which float held more bears and why that iceberg was better at floating than the other one. Okay. So, dry up my station. Looks like iceberg 1 had 42 bears held, and iceberg 2 had 40 bears held. It looks like maybe on iceberg 2 the walls weren't high enough and water sunk into the side. On iceberg 1 it had the straws and the aluminum foil, and it was really easy to make the aluminum foil stay in a certain position, create kind of little balls with the aluminum foil over the straws. In iceberg 2, it was a flat piece of waxy cloth, so I don't know if anyone's going to try wax paper, but that might be kind of similar. And it didn't stay as much when you pushed it, and water ended up coming into the side of one of them. Whereas iceberg 1 might have been able to hold even more bears than 42. I just got tired of putting more bears on. So let's think about maybe what makes these icebergs more effective or less effective at holding our polar bears up, which we use gummy bears in this one. So I'm going to leave that up to you to think about, and let me know if you try this yourself at home, and if you come up with really awesome icebergs. I really want to know about it because this has been really fun. Overall, it looks like we have a lot to learn about how things float and sink. Let me know if you've come up with any good ideas about why things do that, and I look forward to doing our next activity and project together. Bye, girls!